What's going on, my fellow A-plussers? It's your boy, Adam Perez. I'm back, baby, once again with a brand new video today, as we're going to be getting into more Power Ranger Cosmic Fury news. That's right, more Cosmic Fury news. We've been waiting around for months for some information to certainly drop. And honestly, I thought last week was going to be it until the show wind up dropping. For those of you who don't know, this past weekend on A+ Hero Report, we literally had a whole entire segment talking about Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, since we wind up getting ourselves sort of like the theme song opening. Entertainment Weekly had some amazing articles highlighting the return of David Yost as a series regular for the 30th upcoming season for Cosmic Fury, along with some really great images to go ahead and decipher and break down and talk with you guys about. So I honestly thought that was going to be everything until we wind up getting ourselves a potential trailer before the series starts. I would be wrong, right? Like, what the hell does Adam know? Because as of today, Netflix wind up dropping their upcoming fall preview for this year, and we got ourselves a brief, very, very brief glimpse at Cosmic Fury, but also had some great images that wind up coming out of it that we're going to be talking about today, along with a Twitter handle by the name of @NetflixLife that wind up dropping a brand new article also with some exclusive images I had never seen before. At first, I was like, are these real? And I'm like, yeah, they definitely look real. And so before I know it, they're just kind of populated all over Twitter. So we had to certainly talk about it, guys. So we got ourselves a plethora of images to certainly go through. So let's go ahead and just get this thing started, because like a lot of us, we have been asking for a very long time, can we please get ourselves a female Red Ranger? Now, I know we've had female Red Rangers in the past, but a full time for a full season, can we please get one? And we finally have one in Hunter Deno, who is going to be playing Amelia once again this season. And we've got a fantastic, fantastic image of her right here as she's finally donning the red color over the pink. Now, to be quite honest, we have to remember also they will be rocking their Dino Fury costumes to begin this Cosmic Fury season. Think of Cosmic Fury as very much Dino Fury Season 3. So at some point in time, these Rangers will be getting power upgrades, and this is certainly that particular moment. Now, over on Twitter, those of you who might be familiar with the YouTuber Heirloom, he went ahead and actually made the assumption here that based off of this image, the way that it's sort of shot and angled, he thinks this is the moment that Amelia winds up getting her powers for the first time. And to be honest with you, I definitely agree with him. This does look like a very monumental shot. It's a gorgeous and breathtaking shot, like it should be one of those defining moments in Power Rangers. You can kind of see like behind her maybe some of the red. I'm assuming if anything that might be like the helmet getting ready to materialize around her. So I think this is that straight on shot that we see. Whether or not the other Rangers are also in this scene getting their powers, who knows? But this is the money shot, honestly. This is the moment that I think a lot of us have been waiting for. And if you ask me, I do think that Hunter, who plays Amelia in here, is taking this role very, very seriously. And I'll tell you exactly what I mean. I mean, look at this superhero stance, this leadership stance, if you will, from Amelia. She's got the fist balled up like she's ready for business. I don't know if that's a pink and red combo, or if that's a red jacket with just the lighting from the outside throwing me off or not, but I love the combination, quite frankly. And so I do think that Hunter understands the gravitas and the importance of this particular moment of her being a female Red Ranger and the leader of this particular team. And I honestly cannot wait to see what she does in this series. She's clearly going to be taking even a much bigger step forward in here. And also, if you look closely in this shot, when it comes to Javi, he definitely has his robotic arm at this point. Again, I don't know if that's like a full robotic arm replacement, if he injures or breaks his arm and it's sort of like a cast, if you will, or something to kind of help his arm out and support it. Who definitely knows? But I thought this was a really great image to really showcase Amelia's readiness for this particular position that she's going to be thrusted in, along with Javi's arm here. The next image that we wind up getting fully transformed, this almost feels like this is probably the next scene right after that sequence that we just showed with everybody in their Cosmic Fury suits right here. I love the weapons that we get the opportunity to see. If anything, I'm really not the biggest fan of Ion's cannon, but who knows? Maybe it's something that I'll actually like to see a little bit more once the season starts. I'm very much more of a melee guy, if you will. So everybody else's weapons definitely work for me. When it comes to the Green Ranger in here, I dig the daggers. It feels very appropriate, but I almost still miss the javelin, honestly. I do wish, because we got introduced to her back in episode 4 of Dino Fury's first season, with her being a track and field star, I honestly thought the javelin really suited her well when she fought with it. So I was hoping that they would bring it back, but you'll never have me complaining about daggers, honestly. And when it comes to Javi and his axe, I mean, look, he's a guitar master, right? I mean, I also think that they nickname guitars axes, so this feels rather appropriate, if you ask me, when it comes to Javi. But really loving the look of all these weapons. The sizes are magnificent. I think Thor personally would be really happy with either that axe or the Thor that Amelia is certainly wielding here. If anything, if there's anything that I'm really looking forward to when it comes to these weapons, just to see like what powers they certainly have, right? Like what visuals, visual effects wise, special effects wise, will we get to see coming out of their weapons being used. So I do think there's still more mystery to be explored when it comes to some of these weapons. This is one of my other favorite pictures that we have here, as we get the opportunity to see again Amelia standing at the forefront in her leadership role. You can clearly see to the right, Ollie is clearly still a part of this team, whether this is very early on in the season, towards the end of the season, who certainly knows, but Ollie is clearly still around at some point in time. And we get the opportunity to see here good old Fern, baby. That's right. If you remember the opening theme and the credits that we wind up having earlier last week, usually the color scheme that you see there matches up perfectly with the Power Rangers colors. Fern was very much in purple when it comes to the opening theme. Some people were kind of questioning, is she going to be orange after all? Like some of the people have mentioned, is she going to be purple? Clearly she's going to be orange here, as that is in fact her color scheme in here. And it's just really cool, honestly, to see the growth of this character, where she started out in the beginning of the season, and the fact that she's going to come on to be a part of the team, I think is pretty cool. You know, being the girlfriend to Izzy, knowing their secrets and things like that. I will be kind of curious and interested to see how she officially becomes a ranger herself. Like what happens to the point to where it's like, okay, we need Fern's help here to help us push it over the top. So I will be very interested to kind of see how that comes together. But this is really our very first image of seeing Fern as an upcoming ranger. Now the only thing that's missing right now, if you ask me, is an official photo of her in her costume. So we'll probably have to wait and see there. Maybe that's something that we get the opportunity to see in an upcoming trailer. I personally wouldn't mind seeing it later on in the actual series if they want to hold off on it. This other image is pretty interesting. You know, a lot of people have been asking like what planet this is on. I personally feel that this clearly is on another planet. You know, they're clearly wearing some sort of disguises. If you look very closely at a lot of their costumes, it's very sort of skull oriented. There clearly are a lot of bones here that you can see as well. Let me see if I can get a close up here. Around like Javi's neck, you can see bones. Even on Amelia's like jacket, the front of her jacket, there's like jaw bones and everything. For Izzy, it looks like she's almost got like a skull mask on as well. So I'm not sure exactly like what planet they're on, why they had to take these sort of disguises. Some people have been asking about Ion's like costume. So, you know, clearly ripping off maybe Roxy's costume from Beast Morphers, who knows? But there's a giant head, on his tassel or whatever he's wearing across his chest there. For a second there, I thought maybe, maybe they were going to like Eltar or something like that. Maybe it was like a Zorlon's head or something. But considering the skeleton and bone motifs that everybody else is rocking, I don't think that's Eltar any longer. So I will be curious as to what planet their travels have definitely taken them, possibly on the quest for some of these cosmic orbs. So definitely still a lot of questions to be answered. What else do we got? And speaking of the fall preview that we wind up getting from Netflix earlier, these are some of the images that we wind up getting before we get the opportunity to see the team transform. Now, they don't show the morphine sequence in the preview, but it does get them ready here. So you get to see Izzy, Amelia, and Ion getting ready to morph here. We also get the opportunity to see them morph. This is probably the first time that we get to see Billy as a part of the show, as well as he's going to be there also. And if you look very closely behind them, it looks like, I don't want to say it's a temple, but it definitely looks like they have found something in one of their searches. And it definitely is very reminiscent to that of the cosmic orbs. You can see the different symbols and things like that all decked around it. So maybe this is them discovering all the abilities for the first time, or maybe just a few. But one of the things that I did appreciate about the Cosmic Fury preview we got in here for the Netflix fall preview is the ability of seeing just a little bit more Billy in action. There's a cool one. It looks like he kind of does like this wall jump sort of thing to get to the top of a ledge and defeat some putties sort of thing. So really cool wire work it looks like we're going to be in store for when it comes to Cosmic Fury. But we definitely get to see the hints of some of the cosmic orbs there as well. And then last but not least, we get the opportunity to see Lord Zed along with some brand new and maybe original villains as well. I personally never got the opportunity to check out the Q Ranger Super Sentai series, so I don't really know anything about the villains or who's being sort of carried over. So whether or not they are Q Ranger villains or originals, I unfortunately don't know, but Lord Zed looks incredible as always. So again, guys, September 29th, we are in for a treat. And I've been thinking some of these images have looked absolutely spectacular, if you ask me. If anything, I want to know your guys' thoughts. What particular image really stands out to you the most? Or is there any other Easter eggs maybe I missed, or maybe you want to further take a dive into guessing some of these Easter eggs or clarify some things for us? Definitely go ahead and let us know in the comment section box below what you guys think of these images. And I also thought it was pretty cool that this week Simon Bennett did also go ahead and drop some Instagram photos for some behind the scenes stuff as well. I think we highlighted this image already right here of Amelia in her cockpit for that cosmic orb as she's getting ready to go ahead and man her other Zord. But this week, we also wind up earlier today. We also wind up getting Ion. Is that Bear? I believe that's his Bear Zord. So it looks like he's definitely getting an upgrade as well. So I thought it was pretty cool that we get the opportunity to see pink or red now and blue sort of in their own individual cockpits, manning some brand new Zords. And look, I'm a sucker for Power Ranger upgrades anyway, to be honest with you. And it's one of those things where I always prefer my upgrades to come in a time of need. I feel like we've had past Power Rangers seasons that will just give the Rangers upgrades even when they don't necessarily need them, and it feels very much like they've just overpowered a lot of their foes with, not necessarily being in trouble or a lot of stakes, really invested sort of thing, and yet they still get these upgrades without even needing to overcome any sort of obstacles. This is probably the first time in a long time that I've kind of felt that way, that the Dino Fury Rangers are really coming up not only against Lord Zed, who has proven himself in the past, but also new villains now, where it's like, you know what, we probably will be needing some sort of power upgrade. So I always appreciate that when it's very, very meaningful. So I think that's one of the other reasons that I'm really looking forward to seeing these power upgrades for Cosmic Fury. But I'm loving the look of this, guys. I'm loving the look of this. The details will be in the final result. It can look look great, the trailers can look great, but it's all going to be about the execution, the story, and the characters. And we'll see what this team of Simon Bennett and the rest of the cast have in store for us. I'm expecting original sort of or regular length episodes. Simon Bennett has mentioned the idea no fillers. So I'm expecting the pacing of this to be pretty intense. Get to the point sort of mindset and really tackle these storyline points. The return of David Yost is very promising. This clearly takes place after Once and Always, according to Simon Bennett. If you were wondering the timeline for all of this, whether or not they're going to be Easter eggs and little things connecting this to Once and Always, maybe few and far in between. But I'm really hoping that maybe we've got one or two connections in there, certainly still, regardless of when these scripts were certainly written. But guys, I love these images. It blows me away. I hope your hype level is as high as it certainly is for mine. But again, guys, these are simply my A+ opinions. I always want to know yours. And listen, anytime we wind up getting brand new information and news, you definitely know we'll share it with you here on A+ Hero Report. There will be no Sunday show for Hero Report this weekend. I do have my fantasy football draft, so that definitely will be keeping me busy. But if anything, we'll certainly return the following week. And if we do get other Power Ranger news before then, you definitely know we'll certainly be dropping a video for you guys. So again, until then, do me a big favor as always, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A+. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.